Yo, people don't know the thing about this podcast, and I realize we're not take back no chat, right?
Yo.
What's up, people? Welcome to the Yaad&abroad podcast, the baddest podcast in the world.
Right. Yeah, people, and we're there again for your next episode. Who wanna subscribe to the YouTube channel, go on over and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Yaad&abroad podcast. Is it me? Make sure to share the episode them, make sure to like them, make sure to comment. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a parent, tell a child, or maybe children. You know? Yeah, I don't know the thing. Go. Make sure to go and go subscribe and like and everything, and follow us on the Facebook page, Instagram,
All social media platforms.
Twitter, yeah, and subscribe to whatever platform you are also listening to the podcast on, and comment if you can. You know, Spotify have the new thing where you can comment on them thing there and the polls, and you can answer the question and all them thing there. So make sure not tune into that. You see me?
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Yeah, give thanks to all our supporters. Is it? Give thanks. So to the people, you know what I mean? Of course, for the past couple episodes, we're on the topic of crime and violence and, you know, different
Hold up, wait a minute.
Yo, I'm wait for dry up in a kneeling. I ask before I'm staying.
no, but me I say first and then
All right, go ahead, go ahead.
So people them know so we're on the topic of crime and violence and all them things there. We are touching on different channels and different parts of that whole setup, that whole system.
Yeah.
See me? So we have a guest today from based over in Canada the same way. You know, Jacob Pass student and thing. You know what I mean? So we're getting that after we do the aliens and them thing because the one them are running and I say
Yeah, favorite part, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ella coming like one of them.
Left out.
Him like share.
No, man, I like checking, man. That's most important part for me, you know. Checking and see how the man them are doing and make sure so the man them in a good place mentally. And if not, we're there and, you know, supported. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
For sure. So Ella, oh yeah, though.
Yo, my good.
Good,
good
bro.
brother.
Yeah.
My good. Life is good. You them upstairs, and after this, may I spend some time with them. So
Yeah.
really good place, mentally, physically. Yeah.
Emotionally sound like it's shaky, but when I
No,
talk about that have your next time.
Exactly.
I realize I never mentioned that part, but I guess that is not.
No, we're good, man.
Everett, belly full?
No, I'm not eating yet, you know.
Okay.
I've not eaten as yet.
Okay.
Well, me look like that.
Alright.
Yo, Ella, just look.
That alone.
Anyways, but everything good. You know, my style with there. One more week. They are well out. A good day nonetheless, and we're there. Like, it's a pleasure to be here dropping these gems as always.
Yes.
Everything always good, you know.
Which is right.
Yeah. Winter same way, so you know the weather's a challenge, but I think it's Riga can attest to this. It probably I'll get a little better. I mean, January, February, not half yet. Can go anywhere, but realistically speaking, within the next month, we should have looked better days. So.
Well, February will still be cold, and then it gradually drop down after that.
Yeah.
We have a snowstorm in March still.
Can still be crazy, but I mean, as to like in December when I talk and I say, you know, it's just a start. No, we are look towards the end. Knock on all the piece of board there and place.
You're knocking on what?
Board.
Oh, okay.
But no, that's a year thing, bro.
Yeah.
Knock on. Yeah. But everything all right nonetheless. So they are got through.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Which is right.
Nearly. Do the honors. Or are you?
I mean, my day brother, may I try to fight that drowsiness here. Take some medicine for that cold that we may have. You see me, and I'm not sure I should mix the medicine when I take, so. You know? Before I fall asleep for the recordings that we need for, you know what I mean? Match it. But they are still outside of the cool and thing. Everything good. The weather. We get a little snow the other day. Not even a little, a whole heap, like 32
70.
hours as snow.
That was last week. Week before
32
last. Or last week, right?
hours.
Oh, hours. Yeah, about 78 inches.
Last week.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what we get actually. So Rico, it's the same storm we get, I'm pretty sure,
Yeah, we
because
get that.
the day when me talk to them,
I
we
think it
did
was
have
Wednesday.
bad.
Well,
And I think we had ours like
Alberta Clipper still.
Hmm?
At the Alberta Clipper we did get.
Yeah, but I think it got all the way through. Can it go further down south? So Toronto get some, and then I'm pretty sure it probably
One way they are going from the East Coast by itself, like there was 2 different storms that are going.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I really watch the weather and nothing like that. So
Yeah, whichever one we get one of them. Whichever one.
we get about 79 inches of
Yeah.
snow.
Snow fall for all at 32 plus hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked.
Eh?
Well, I was on so long still, but we did get a whole heap.
Yeah.
Whole heap still.
Yeah, but we're there still. We're there. And among the people them here, the dog in the background, for those who now listen upon the YouTube page, make sure you go and go listen upon go and watch upon the YouTube page so you can actually see faces.
Yeah.
But the people in my hear the voice that I will guess, of course. You know what I mean? Rico. Rico, right?
Rico.
Rico. Okay. You see me? Rico. You see it? So, of course, me have to get the correction because me hate when time people call my name wrong or spell my name wrong. So, I know that style is to make sure, you know, get it right.
Yeah.
See me? So, yeah. And the man based over in Canada, same way like me say. You see me? Jacob Pass student, you know, we can't go around that.
Yeah. Me love when you put that in
No.
because when someone ready to come and wear them whole heap of blue, like
Yeah,
blue
no
shoes,
joke.
like, you can't
Like-
get one man so loud.
Him believes
And
yeah,
that's the
because
thing too. Him
him
not
believes-
even did really even finish him. Anyways.
him believes that because the Jamaica flag are blue, yellow, and green and black. That's why the podcast colors them are yellow and
Look
green.
funny, him can't even
Ah,
talk.
fool.
He come drink a glass of water.
Here you go. I want you know, fuck.
I will have Limelight, which are part of the
Yeah.
paddle, the whole podcast movement, Jacob, man. I will have Pano, Carl, whole heap of times. Jake, it plays. You know, since Jake, I best school now, Ella.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Stop. Just continue the podcast. On
Just they want a different perspective. That's what you're there.
I need
It's
a whole
alright.
barrage of people just for keep up with one man.
It's all right.
No.
Color
We're not keep
blue.
up. We're not keep up with the Joneses.
Young boy, color blue. Continue the podcast.
We're not keep up with the Joneses.
All
Yeah.
right. Rico, you stay.
Rico, yeah, oh, you stay.
We're good, man. There.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah, man. Welcome.
Thanks, bro.
Calm, cool, and collective. After you have that for the the feel you're in still, but let's talk about that little word. So, people, like we say, we're up on the realms of crime for the past couple of episodes, and of course we have some connection where we saw happen for get a correctional officer, CO. You see me I say Rico is a CO over in Canada there. I mean, if you know a whole heap more, so I have a good amount of questions I mean if you know about the whole system over this as it relates to, you know what I mean, prisons and all them things there. You see me, so the man I go come chat to you and give you some more info on all of that. Of course, I don't know how much info him can give because at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah.
One job same way. You see me, you have to respect that same way. You see me,
Exactly.
but Rico, tell the people about yourself, man. Tell the people about you're forward from a Jamaica and, you know, outside of going to the best
High
school in
Primary
Jamaica.
school,
and
high
everything,
school, way born.
yeah, outside of going to the best high school in Jamaica and everything. You know, people know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, someone said
No, because we have a number still, we have to keep calm still.
Yeah.
we always come. That is true.
But you know, come from Portmore City, where them are turn a parish and now I'm here.
Which part of Omar?
Southborough, near Nagoed.
Okay.
Our place.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much raised up there, so went to Nagoed Primary School. Probably one of the best primary schools in the island for, you know, athletes and education wise as well. But yeah, went to Diego, Pastor Diego, fifth farm, do 1 year at sixth farm. Then we did get the opportunity, my mom and myself, to come to Canada. So we started making the moves. It took about 3 years from the point of knowing that we were going to make the move. It took about 3 years for everything finalized and for actually get here. So I still have to, do my life, still have to go to school, still have to do all them things there. So the 1 year at sixth farm, then I go UE for another year and a half. I do philosophy as my major.
Okay.
So right as year and a half UE, everything come true if it come to Canada. That was like 2 months before my 21st birthday. So we made the move, my mom and myself, and it's been a trip, but
You have siblings on there, you have other siblings or?
I'm an only child for my mom.
Okay.
But I have siblings from my dad's side. I have a little brother, he's 17. Little sister, she's turning 14.
Okay.
So I'm the oldest, I'm 31. So they're much younger than myself, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you a quick question. When you found out that you and your mom had the opportunity to migrate to Canada, right? What was that feeling like? Were you ecstatic to be like, yo, me I left Jamaica, and we're gonna start something better in our life? Or you was like, yo, kind of sad because, yeah, I say, yo, General Star. Because at that time you were still in high school, right? When you
Yeah,
first found out.
I was in sixth form when
Okay.
I found out. So I was 18 when we found out.
Okay.
Sorry,
So,
17 just before 18.
so when you first found out, then you was like, did you think that it was going to be a quick process and all of that? Like, what were your thoughts when you first found out that you had an opportunity to leave?
When I found out, there was excitement, but you still kind of, like hold yourself back because it's a new situation you put yourself in, and you kind of start over, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of things had to be thought about between myself and my mom to make to actually plan out the move. You know what I mean? Like, she'd have to retire from our job, should have to, our job of 20 years, like what she had built up retirement, pension, and all them things there, like, so enough of them things that they have to take into consideration because she can't take that with her, you understand?
Yeah.
Right.
What industry she was in?
She was an administrator for a medical company.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And was it the first time that y'all went to Canada, or you guys visited Canada?
Yeah, first time, like it was my mom's first time on a plane.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So for us, I made one trip when I was like 9 or 10 to go to Disney World on a school trip one time. And that was my first time, and then coming to Canada was my second time on a plane.
Yeah, and going to Disney, which I'm assuming is the one in Florida. So
yeah,
a son same way and everything. So it's a whole different kettle of fish when you go Canada now.
Yo, when we find out say everything come true, we look on the flights and everything. We have an option. We can leave. We have to leave within 6 months. When everything come true, they say you have to leave within 6 months. So our 6 months was, say, November,
Winter time.
July,
Trouble.
March, or April, or whatever, right? So you have to leave between that time there. So I look for all the tickets and the flights and everything. And December was the cheapest you can find for leave Jamaica for go to Canada.
Wonder
it was
why.
$137 per person one way. And
No, a long time that.
a long time that still, but you were still cheap, right?
Yeah.
Because we look at the time we're looking at say March, because I say as cold in a March. And it was like double the price or triple the price for the same ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So say, but we just have a man up on this move going at winter time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we move in the winter. First time we see snow. First time we feel anything lower than 20 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Right.
That must have been an experience in itself. Because I remember when I came here, similar situation when I got through, I'm gonna have to come and land initially. So you have to respond within the time frame. And my time frame was winter. So I came. First time I leave the country. So I got a very cold place. I came in December. And I was here until January. And January and February are the coldest months. December cold as well. It was the coldest because they say it hit like the minus 40s to 50s. Not because December really is warmer. It's just that it probably go minus 30 on average. So everything's still cold. First time. I remember when I saw snow. The day I reach, the next day I say, yo, I see snow like TV. I go outside, go play in the snow. I put on every clothes I'm missing at the house. And I spent probably about a minute, literally, just jumping. I'm like, this is not what I see on TV. My God, this is not in a sense. This is a snowman kind of playing, man.
Yeah.
It's also really different, right? So when I explain coming in the winter, and then I came back in the summer after the month, and it's a totally different place. Literally different. It's like I'm on a bleach his kid. I know him for being black. I see why I say, yo, like, it's totally different. Right. So we can identify with the experience of Rico. Like, it is mind blowing. It's like, yeah.
It's a shock to the body, man, because
it is literally figure everywhere you take it.
I walk out of the airport and it's like my eye just start run water, my nose run water. I say, oh, this happened to me. And it's like, I cover up and I wipe it, and I just run.
Mm-hmm. You're crying, man. Somebody said to me, say, yo, you're crying. I mean, what do you mean you're crying? Man, you're not walking and cry. There's a cry for no reason, so. And best believe, man, there's a walk. And tears are coming out your eye, because you're like, right. You can't help yourself. It's just that cold.
Yeah.
And you're not used to it. You have this whole
body,
the body you adapt.
The body
you really never get used to the cold now. Talk to people who were there, like me there over 10 years. Rico probably like a year difference actually. So about the same time. I talk to people who they have 20, 30 years, and I'm telling them that you don't get used to it, you just learn off of that. But elder know, you know that cold where you are, but you can identify with that elder going through the transition, and you don't really get used to stuff. You just know if you deal with it.
Just adapt to it.
Just adapt to it. Mm-hmm.
You can never get used to the winter. Never. And when you see whatever you talk about snow snow and ice are two different things, you know. Snow, so when you look on snow on TV, you look on the little flakes them and pretty and you know.
But one thing me get to realize, having lived here though, like if you think about it, them not show you the cold days, them show you the 1 degree, the 2 degree with a slight snow where you're not miss it to you kiss your partner.
Pretty,
pretty and it's nice. It's playing the snow. Let me show you that. That's not the average winter day, unfortunately, especially where we are living. Obviously, you have some places that have a lot milder winter, but it's not really, you know, but the bonus of TV, a camera trick. So
So Rico, question. Once you make the transition, your mommy made the transition and there. What's one of the biggest, outside of the core, what was one of the biggest culture shock for you where you ended up overcome?
You know, I wouldn't say there was a big culture shock, honestly. You know, people look by a certain way when you're different. You know, you're going to a store, people look by a certain way because you're different. But
when they say a certain way, where
you know, like you're going to a store and it's like, they're going to ask if they may say, oh, may I help you? And you say, oh, no, I'm good. But them still hover around you and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
In a Jamaica, you're not really going to a store and necessarily experience that on a daily basis. Unless you look like somebody where, you know, I guess don't belong, which they probably think of us, right? So,
but it's also a very different reason as well.
True,
Yeah.
true, but
That kind of same thing.
I
Yeah,
see
I
it.
see him feeling.
I see it.
And the
Yeah.
same thing, never look for you.
I see it.
No, not necessarily
Alright.
because
They look like
it
you
might
come for tea or something, Bridget.
yeah, but
Look like a
over here, they
criminal.
don't necessarily look
Over
for you
here,
because
you-
you look that way.
Over
because
here,
them
I have my
color,
money and them
color,
still follow me same way.
and your
So
color, your skin,
Yeah.
that's why them feel
And
like
them I think you can't afford it.
Yeah, exactly. Not because of how you physically look at your appearance.
No,
You know?
yeah. You see a man come in and can't certain way.
Yeah, because of how you look, if I tire.
Follow him round, yeah.
Yeah. But you say you can go in and look right now. And then we just because in pigmentation a little bit darker than
That's still how him look, man.
well, you can't change that.
You get me?
Well, go on, talk, Rico.
yeah, man. So as a cultural thing though, there was really none, honest to God, because we moved come in December. By the time February come around, March come around of the following year. So 3 months time, we get a job at the security.
Okay.
And the interactions with people is obviously different. Like the culture is different. So like certain things where you can't say to somebody, you're not really say to them here, or how them talk to you. There's just certain, obviously there's differences, right? Because you're going to a store in Jamaica, you're not getting a real customer service per se. Somebody else talk to you straight, where you want, this, that, and you move along. You understand? Here now, they will pretty it up and think, or if them not like you because of how you look, they might give you a little stink vibes.
Yeah.
So, you know, we just have to, we went through all of that. Because when I used to the security, you used to have people where come in, and if they're not supposed to be there, we said to them, say, oh, you know, you can't stay because overnight. Because we used to do overnight security where I work from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next morning. So the mall locked basically, or the store locked basically. So anybody who pass through the area, them can pass through because it was a public area, but them can't cycle. But in the winter time, it's cool. So people want someone to stay warm. So they might try to hang out in the buildings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We try to get them out. They might say, oh, you're African, right? You need to go back to Africa. And like, so people say stuff like that to you, doing their job. You know what I'm saying? So that was my experience, or a few experiences that I've had working here, or when I started working here. But you watch enough movies in Jamaica, you watch enough Rosewood and kind of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and them, some level understand a level of racism that could be out there, right? So you just cut and go through, really, right? That's how I think about it. It didn't really make no hold you down. It's obviously not the background, but you just have to just try to mix yourself with people where now I try to treat you differently, right?
Right.
Okay.
So which part in Canada you guys went to when you first got there?
Winnipeg.
So that's where you guys are currently.
We're still based out here, yeah.
Okay. How far is Winnipeg from Toronto? I didn't say that to don't Everett.
Yeah, man. 24-hour drive.
24-hour drive.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
But what, 2-hour flight?
2.5-hour flight.
From Winnipeg to Toronto is 2.5?
Yeah, give or take. Yeah, 2.5-hour flight.
Calgary, 1.5, man.
Yeah. I think give or take, because actually going to Winnipeg to Toronto is probably about 2 hours. Coming back, the flight time at 2.5 hours, I'm not sure why. So I guess it's just, the route.
That means it quicker for we forgot Toronto than them, driving.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's why I said to you, say you
drive
probably
13 hours go to Toronto.
Well, the thing is, as I explained, Canada huge,
No.
And then a part of it is also the provinces of Manitoba and Ontario are side by side. Winnipeg is the capital for Manitoba. Ottawa is the capital of Ontario. But the Canada actually. But everybody knows Toronto, but they're the cities, but them side by side in terms of province. But they play so big, and then just how a matter of fact, you know what? It's even shorter drive through the states from Winnipeg to Toronto through the states than through Canada because of the road. You have too much, hills and around rocks and stuff. So It's a longer drive. So people who can go through the states, drive through the states. I did that once. It's a better drive. I think I passed about 6 states actually.
They have tools, they have pay and them somewhere.
Yeah, but it's a way easier drive, more eventful. But yeah, probably shorter for you as just to go around there. And thing.
Okay.
All right, so you start off when you first got Winnipeg now or in Canada. You say after 3 months you start work. Your transition was from school, you go university. You see me? Get well you finally your papers finally come through. I can put it that way. Papers finally come through, got Canada now. 3 months, different country, different everything different. You see me I say? Everything different over there, the weather different, everything. You see me? 3 months, for that 3 months there, where you sit down, what are some of the things then where you go through your head now? You say, yo, John knows time, they're in a different country. When I walk right and I'd rather they at school, cause probably over, where I go, UTech? Or you? Over you probably nice. You see me I say, you can go
Oh,
chill
yeah,
with your
nice.
brethren. Yeah, you can go chill with your brethren them and buy a box food and you know what I mean, them style and listen to music and you know the thing go.
On Thursday.
Yeah, you see me I say link up and you know female thing them up and you know the thing go. But in a different country now. 3 months now, sit down now do nothing.
Yeah.
You see me? How did that feel? As
Well, you see coming here, them kind of give you a little expectation. Them say you have to have a certain amount of money with you. So my mom now being the main person, she have to have a certain amount of money to keep her going for at least 6 months. If she don't get a job. If I don't get a job, she don't get a job. She need to have enough money to keep us going for at least 6 months. So that give you a timeline. Then that say, all right, me have at least 6 months to find myself a job for, start not to touch savings no more. Right? So moving here, there was this program called Manitoba Start. So it's a new immigrant program where you're new to the country. They might give you a different workshop. So resume writing, cover letter writing, stuff like that. But you have to apply for it in a way. So you have to put a resume together and then do like a test. And then 100 at the time when I was doing it, about 150 people were applying. And this was you had to be between 18 and 35 was the age group.
Okay.
150 people applied to get into this program and only 35 got it. I was one of them who got into it. When I got into it, what the benefit of that program was not that they were teaching you the resume writing and all that and like the basics of Microsoft Word, Excel, stuff like that. That wasn't the main thing. The main thing was they were giving you a stipend. So they're going to pay you minimum wage for, I think it was 2 months of training. They might pay a minimum wage. You come there 8 to 4 every day, Monday to Friday, and them teach you how to write resume. Them teach you about Canadian culture, teach you, what to expect in the workplace, that kind of stuff. So that for me, I believe was a big step. That was big for me to push me with, making the steps that I needed to make, because I knew about resume writing, I knew about cover letter writing, but being in Canada, them expect a certain profile, different than how we would have do it in Jamaica, right?
Right.
So that was my biggest start, this Manitoba immigrant program.
Is that program still in place right now?
No, them shut it down. They shut it down.
You have any any reason why them shut it down?
All right, so I've followed the program ever since I got out of it, like read it in the newspaper and stuff. And it's just, even though it was helpful for a lot of people, the amount of money that the government was paying the teachers and those people to help the immigrants they thought it was more of a cost
Yeah.
than anything
The benefit with yield.
It never that benefit them per se.
Exactly. Because there's guys that I was in the program with. So I was in the programs with Filipino people. I was in the program with guys from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. There was a lady from Ukraine, some other people from different parts of Africa. Like I want to say there was a guy from Sierra Leone. And yes, so there was a mix of everybody. So it was a good, it was a, you know, it kind of showed the multiculturalism of how Canada is becoming.
Yeah, diversity.
It was just, you know, we're all immigrants, but we're all different shades, different color, different backgrounds of immigrants in one room. I try to learn the new system. You know what I mean?
How much you feel that program actually help you for make the transition compared to somebody who are coming from a different country now that don't have access to that?
The thing is, the program kind of help you to put your sights where you want to go career-wise. So you know, just come and just start dropping at different jobs and then figure your way out. When you go into that program, they question you. They say, hey, so what have you been thinking about doing with your life? What are the different steps that you think you should take or whatever? And then they guide you on. So like for me, I wanted to be in law enforcement. So I wanted to become a police officer. That was the main goal, right? So they were like, all right, you want to become a police officer? What are the jobs that you can do in Canada to get experience to help you to then achieve that goal?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we did it.
Yeah, because that was gonna be my next question. How you got into the correction officer CO job? Because sometimes people it's just, yo, this is what available, but as you share somewhere you did interested in
Yeah, and there was a setup.
Yeah.
So from the time when we found out that we were leaving Jamaica, because even when I was in Jamaica, the plan was when I finished UE, or if I didn't come to Canada, when I finished UE, I'm gonna try to get into the army as a commissioned officer. That was the plan, right? In Jamaica. So that was a plan. And I know they had certain programs in Jamaica at the time where if you have a degree, you probably can get into like a program with the police force where you get like you start off as a sergeant or something, and then you know you work your way up and certain
you start higher than the regular man. Where
exactly. So when we had the opportunity to come here, my transition was only to figure out how can I now
do the same thing,
those similar steps in Canada, right? So we do my research, see what them need, see what qualifications them need, and most of the jobs that they need are drivers. That you need to have a driver's license, right?
But like you mentioned a point, Rico. I think know you're gonna say, and but before you go there, sir, actually, because again, I think you know you're gonna say, I'm never a lot to say about that in terms of being prepared and stuff, but me sure say them more will pay them bills and stuff.
Yeah.
I could pay the bills and
yeah,
come
we
back.
definitely are going to touch out and then we come back and we're getting the grit of the episode here. So me say, so people just hold on, touch back in, pay these bills, and then we are come back. Zin?
all right, go.
People, so there again, you know, thing we have to pay some bills. Like I say, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Follow us on all social media platform. Subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to all of the platform. Them when I listen to the podcast. Span, make sure to get the updates them as soon as we drop the new podcast. Them, you see me? Yeah. So before we go upon the break, Rico, did I explain basically the transition and his thoughts on what was his career plans were before he departed from Jamaica, and also what the steps were, and when he got to Canada. And he was saying something before we went on the break, and Everett did want to ask him some things about it. So Rico, if you can get back into that, so Everett can follow up with the question that we have for you.
Do you remember what you want to ask, Everett?
Yeah, man, but you're gonna mention something about your license, so start it first, and then we'll interject.
So when we decided that we're gonna move and everything, or when the actual thing was coming through, we decided, all right, what is things that I can do
Fast track yourself.
Fast track myself for me to have to start over in a certain things, right?
All right. So stop right there, so
okay.
Please. So one of those things, because you tell me the story a million times on reason, and I really appreciate it because it really add perspective to the things they can do differently. And one of the things where we try to do on this podcast is share information that people don't make the same mistakes we made coming here as immigrants. And there's a parallel. So in Manitoba, for you to get a driver's license, you have to either have had one, like an official driver's license before. So if you immigrate and you have an official driver's license, the process is shorter. You can turn it in after 3 months, I think. You can turn it in, and immediately you're eligible to book your road test so you get your Canadian driver's license. However, no matter your age, if you've never held an official driver's license, you have to go through the entire process, which require you still have to do your theoretical test, but after the theoretical test, you need 9 months before you're eligible for the road test. So again, no matter your age, so elder as old as you are, you come here. You come and
I want to make sure so my license in a good standing for my forward.
Well, you have one already, so you're good. The standing, I guess, it determine how you start out. But
no, but that's not want it expire before my transfer.
Well, no, as long as you've held one, you're all right. They just want to say it actually a drive before, right? But even at 30 or 40 or 50, if you've never held an official license, you come in, then you have to start through the process like somebody who was 16, essentially said the road test, wait 9 months. Because at least the 9 months is for them to say, well, they get some practice before you're eligible for their road test.
But you can never drive 9 months or stuff like that. 9 months. For the 9 months, you can't drive by yourself.
No, but for the 9 months, you can't do the road test.
Oh, yeah, but you can't drive with someone. You can drive with somebody.
Yeah, you can drive with someone, but you can't even do a road test. You can't go for your full license either ways. So really and truly, driving someone
is your learning months.
9 months. Your learning months. Yeah. But I'm assume say if you have your full license already, you don't need to relearn. You just need to get familiar. So that 9 months is no more. You literally can, and like what Rika say, him do, turn in your current official license, your fast track. You still have to do your test and everything, but the 9 months are the period. And I've seen that 9 months slow down a lot of people's life. You understand? And personally, and this is what I'm gonna say,
explain that.
All right. So personally, so I came a year before Rico. However, similar process, but I never did aware of that, right? And had I been, I probably would have looked into getting my Jamaican license before because I was of age either way. But I'm aware of that. I'm just say, you know what? I know me I go and I'm gonna go. That doesn't start my license them then because you're going and you'll start fresh.
Yeah.
And then here you have to wait 9 months. And I mean, that was 9 months of you can't move because unlike somewhere you used to, you have a good transit system and so forth, but it also depends on where you live. Now, where I went initially was outside of the city. Rika can't tell you because he used to come pick me up. I did far outside of the city limits. So the bus not even did run out there. So there are certain opportunities that was not available because of something as simple as that. Whereas when him come in, because him did do research before, and he had all he had a Jamaican license for before he came.
6 months?
See? So essentially, him literally get it just because he realized that would have cut your time in essentially 9 months. So him could have come in and within the first year, do what need for do and get a test. 9 months is practical a year. So for the first year, a lot of other people, you're pretty much at a standstill, right? So as simple as that is it. more advanced preparation will definitely get a better start because you get a job required to move around. Vehicles are a lot more inexpensive, and more accessible than so forth. You feel me? So I want to implore, like, spend time, do some research, see everything you can do within your power before you make the move. So when you make the move, you hit the ball, you hit the ground rolling, instead of trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to do this now? Because it's set back. I get a job, you can't go to the interview, then you just lose the opportunity, you're not work. You understand?
So is that
you need a car, and you need
a car,
or you need a license, and then we give you a car.
Yeah, you need a license.
But if you don't have a license, you can't drive a car. So,
So is that just in that area that you guys are based, or is the entire Canada?
No, every province have their own stipulations. Okay. However, typically every province are gonna have them own learning period.
Yeah.
So it might vary from Manitoba by 9 months. I'm not sure about other provinces, but everybody have their own period. Yeah. It might be the same, might be 12 months.
Might be 6, it might be whatever.
It might be 2 years. Like everybody different, right? Ontario about a thing where you graduate a little bit longer. It takes a little bit longer before you can get to a full driver level, meaning you can drive on certain roads and without any form of supervision, right? But regardless, like those are some of the things that you can do to fast track yourself when you're trying and make a transition a lot more easier. You understand?
Yeah. Question as it relates to the driver's license thing though. Over there, after you get to a certain age, them ask like you have to redo the test or something like that. No? You can just continue
only if you're really, really old and like you
having
have
issues. Accidents.
And then they might say, no, you need to go retest if you have
even if you're young, but if you have too much of a bad record, then they will probably force us to redo everything, but not typically.
Enough for people in that elder age group, they need to go do over it.
See our elder, he would even not drive.
enough elder, I say, drive on the road. I say, you shouldn't on the road.
Should on the road, right?
But in a certain sense, I kind of understand it still because, when you get to that age, you don't really want to bother nobody. So you just want to move around.
Just want to drive.
No, and don't get me wrong, but we should have built them a special road. Because them cause problem, they cause problem. Elder, boy, may I tell you. But
yeah. You see me?
And the thing is, the reason why I'm glad when I bring.
Yeah, I like that info there. I
like when I bring that up because like Everett say, he must say, yo, may I wait till me reach her. And especially when you transition from I'm unsurprised if the same thing might here.
They have a program.
Yeah. Is it nice if they have a program like that where Rico mentioned?
There are things
also,
in place.
But also with the license, I'm not sure what the process and that is something we might want to look into to find out if somebody just come here with them required for them, because if you say you come to Canada, you're going to make life better. And you say, as soon as I touch it, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to start, contribute. And if you don't know that little piece of information there, and you up in a place where you don't have regular public transportation and all of them things, that can be a big setback. Understand? You can find a job close by to where you work. We can jump on a bicycle, and when it's cold, you can't jump on the bicycle. And
no.
When snow and all of that.
And also to your point, Elder, like again, we have to really be careful when you watch TV where you really see. You see that thing that you can say if I saw it up in the United States, but we know I'm not Canada. So that thing where you say a man just walk out and does a taxi and put him and get taxi.
Taxi!
That doesn't happen here. And when you grab a taxi, it's not inexpensive by no means. Them charge. Yeah. You understand? So it's not as simple as just saying, as I'm reaching that place, I'm going to drop and I'm going to do it. No, you have to spend some time and plan out your thing. Like a plan.
Hopefully it's better now with Uber.
Probably with Uber a little bit better,
It's better now because you can order Uber and things.
Yeah, but you have to have a debit card.
Or something like that, right?
True.
So, but bring that up because, like you mentioned, so that's how the mindset where a lot of us have. As reach, we're just dropping, and we'll do this, and we'll do it. No. Take some time and see what is the process like.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Rico?
You have a plan for sure.
Have a plan and stuff. So what the process is like, you know, it varies a lot. So as much groundwork as you can do before, it's best to get that done. Because like all of us can attest and realize that the difficulties that you face in your own country, there's a total level of difficulties here.
Yeah.
And arguably it can be worse.
Yeah.
You
Sure.
know?
So we're getting at the meat of the matter.
Yeah.
Zibi. So Rico, you point out a whole heap of things, and you say from the day of Jamaica, you actually won in law enforcement. That was a big drive for you. What was the drive in that? Like, what was your dad like law enforcement officer, family members, or you just dead there? You was like, yo,
No, nobody. No, nobody in my
want to make a
family.
change?
It's not. It wasn't a change. It was more like a service.
Yeah.
Yo.
Okay.
What you laughing?
Come, I know the real reason why you laugh.
What do you
Why
You
not?
love the
Look
badge,
like-
yo.
No way I
you
miss. No way I miss.
love the badge,
Yeah.
you love the power, you know. It's all right. It's all right. Yo, I was the best man at Weekers Reading. We could get married last year, July.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Anybody who was there was a part of the speech of the explain to him, say, you know why they were Rico. You see, my police stop there. I saw it was CEO. He proud to show that badge. This is what he can do.
Trouble.
It's all right. It's all right. You're not very agree with it, Rico, but it's all right. We know, but continue.
Yeah,
All
but go on, Rico. Cause it look like you not gonna spill your beans. But go on.
You must spill some beans over there.
It's all right, buddy. Call him when wife then. If you come right now, me know she got a test.
All right beside me, I listen.
Yeah?
I bet you laugh.
Where's Geraldine?
When I say,
Where's Geraldine?
I said,
Geraldine, come here and tell Everett that Everett is not telling the truth. But what you say, bro? Go through.
Yeah, so for me, it was all about art. I'm tell her, if you want to find a joke in this, as a kid, right? We used to watch this cartoon named
Robocop? Oh, sorry.
No. like Kid James Bond or something, like Kid Bond or something like that.
Mm.
And yeah, it was like a spy and whatever. So ever since I was a kid, I always wanted just that, the action, as a kid, I didn't know what to expect with law enforcement, but you see where they're on TV and that kind of stuff, and it just intrigued me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as I was growing up, my dad was an accountant, so not in law enforcement. He was a book guy, right? And he wanted me to go that route.
Okay.
And it wasn't for me, even though I did accounting in school, I did all that stuff, but it was just not for me as like a career, right? I couldn't do a desk job as a career. That was the biggest thing for me. I can't do a desk job as a career. So what is the best non-desk job I can find to do that I can survive on, right? Was the plan. And in Jamaica at the time, 2008, big recession happening in the world. That summer, I think I just finished 5th farm. So I try to get summer jobs and them something there before 6th farm, and then you couldn't get no work, nowhere, right? You couldn't get a summer job. You couldn't, 2008 in Jamaica was rough, right?
Okay.
And that was another push for me to be like, all right, soldier, JDF a hire, JCF a hire, right? So those were the guys that were hiring at the time, even in a recession, right? So that was the stability that I was looking at the time, right? So after getting the opportunity to come to Canada, it was still on my mind to still go that route, because again, we never want to sit down behind a desk, we never want to crunch no numbers, we never want to do all of that, right? So trying to make the move to law enforcement was the first step for me. So I got into security, which was just something for pay the bills, get like experience, even though it's not really experience that per se you can really use in this job, but is something, right? Did that to cover the bills and thing. And I remember I went out to the club one day with somebody, and they were there with a couple of friends. And they asked me, hey, what are your plans? They knew I was new to Canada. This was like I was 6 months in Canada at this point. And they're like, so what are your plans? What are you planning on doing? So I was like, I want to be a cop.
Yeah.
So that's really hard to get into because they know the system and thing. And they're like, that's really hard to get in just like that without having any real experience. And at the time I was 21 years old, right? So 21 years old, you're not hiring a guy just fresh off the boat with basically just university experience to go be a police officer, right? So this girl said to me, she said, why have you thought about corrections? So I say, I don't really want to babysit them. I just want to catch them. And she say, no man, it's a good stepping stone because you're closer to the action more than a security guard.
Yeah. You're more in line with that field for sure.
More in line with that. Learn the vernacular. Yeah, understand the system. Understand the rules, all that stuff, right? So she put that in my head, and I went home that night because she was in the process of applying in corrections for the youth system, for the juvenile correctional system. So I say, okay. So I went home that night. I already had my cover letter, my resume from the Manitoba Start program. Send that in. They email me back within a couple of days. They say, come at this location. You're going to do 3 tests. If you do the first test, you fail, you're out. You do the first and pass, you go to the second. If you do the second and fail, you're out. So you have to pass all 3 for move on, right? So it was like an aptitude test for anybody where I try to apply in corrections. So it was just a big auditorium with hundreds of people. So we got through that, do all of that, get all the tests them done, pass all the tests them, and it was just starting the process from there. Going to a facility to see how the jails look.
Okay.
If I want to stay at this jail, I go to a different jail and stuff like that. So that's how I actually got into corrections. It wasn't because correction was on my mind. The police force was on my mind more than anything.
Yeah.
And it just kind of guide me to say, hey, if you want to make a move, make similar money, but it's easier to get into this, to get your experience, try it out. And I did that, and within 2 months of meeting that person and telling me that, I was already in the process of training and everything.
And that is not a bad setup either, because we feel like so that really help. Over here, so you can left as you left out of high school, you can go sign up and get another force. You get
You
me?
can hear too, but it's just difficult.
You can't leave high school, not high school.
No.
Yeah, you can left high school over here. You see me, I say, and go do the test them, man. If you have a link, link around the world. You have a link, your father, your grandfather, or somebody used to do another. Easy. You get me, I say? And that are one of the main issue why we have enough of them situations that are going over here.
Exactly.
You get me, I
That's
say?
true.
Because they don't have no experience. They don't know how to deal with people.
No life.
You feel me? Exactly. They don't know how to deal with people. So when they get in a certain situation, of course, the human instinct is just to get on defense. You feel me? And we have all of them situations. But with Canada now, they actually have it set up. Of course, you have 1 and 2 people actually can just stick through. You know the thing go.
You can. And you have other programs. You have a cadet program as well, which probably you can use as
than a guarantee.
No, in a guarantee either, but another program or another facilitator of that move before you get to that point.
The thing with Canada very regulated.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, that is true. And like
to do certain things, you need a certificate, you need a qualification, you need this, that. You understand?
But me can't just have a trade from Yaad and say me I come running on it.
You come recertify here.
Yeah. As much as accrediting is very important.
Hold on, I even ask Ella way, man. A trade.
No, you have a trade and say, me I run.
You want to be a police?
No. I think just generally speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make a difference what you have.
Correlate.
As long as it's not.
No, like you must say, if you have a tree, like somebody, because them regulated, you can't, they yard have a trade and feel say,
You have a certificate.
oh, that's I come in and
Yeah,
because me have plumbing background and me have masonry background, me can come do some work.
No,
you
what
have to get
that background might do for you is fast track it. You know, you might look at that and say, into the have to do 12 months, you can do 6 months, or so a fraction, but you have to still do some form of qualification.
You have to do something here to the Canadian standard.
As long as it's not a North American. Sorry, what again?
To make them feel all right, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That and honestly, that is not the great. I mean, it has pros and cons, yeah, because it allow you to vet, but the reality is that a lot of our programs back home are a lot more stringent than the ones here. We're a lot more qualified. So like say somebody like Elder now, for example, in a film age and stage, qualified and come here. No. Even me not try, just but come here. They would have asked him to start over or start somewhat, which is really bad because imagine now your qualification is North American based, so it's probably easier because you come from the States. But with the same level of qualification from Jamaica experience, they would have tell us you need to go back to something, which is kind of a step back for people of that age.
And that's what I really hate about a lot of these times when you try to transition to different countries. Because we know our educational system vast and way more advanced than say Canada or America. But with that, when you go over, you see me I say it come like it's nothing. But say for instance, me have a master's coming from Jamaica, you have a master's coming from America, and me I apply for the same job at Jamaica. Who you think I get that job there? The person from America.
Because you're North American.
You feel me I say?
Qualified.
It's just like
that's why
it makes little to no sense. You see me? But
either way.
Yeah, at the system. You get me? But when you start, back to Rico, when you start the CEO job, Rick Ross style, lad.
Yeah. Literally.
You see me? When you start the job, one thing. First day upon the job, what flow through your mind? Because at this point, you mentally start prepare yourself now. And I say, yo, Ray. And may I assume, say, yo, you go through training and them thing there with them have your probation like, with them have you and them bring your own and, somebody watch over you and all them thing there. See how you monitor. They must show you the ropes, per se. Yeah. But we officially now go up on the job. And my boy down there say in a cell A12 or something down there. So and I say, yo, pussy. And you in a place, we run things around there, What? Yeah, how do you feel now? Yeah, say, yo, I hate this.
That was every day.
Yeah.
That was every day. Because they know when you're new. Right? So when you're new, and this is for the Jamaican audience, but in Canada, when you're new in a jail system, they call you a fish.
Yeah.
Not your coworker.
Yes, sir.
Not your coworkers, the inmate them.
Yeah.
Right? Because if let's say you do it, you're bringing them food or something, right? But you not do it a way where a vet would do it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's flopping like a fish. Because I say I breathe without water, I breathe out water and all kind of something. Right? So them try to port.
They come from Boya. Yeah, they come from Boya.
Yeah, man, them try to port them like a fun there, but you expect that, right? In a training, we can tell you, say, when we're in training, you do certain scenario drills and certain things like that with your instructors who were officers on the floor back in the day, right? But I can tell you, once you're on the floor, the training is out the door. Not to forget your training, but whatever they were training you on is like you're not seeing that, right? You can't work of what they trained you on. You know, when it comes to
a different reality when you reach
a different reality when you reach,
Mhm.
right? Certain things where guys will say to you is not what your instructor told you they'll say to you, right?
Mhm.
So you have to know how you're gonna react. You have to know yourself, right? And a lot of times I've been doing it now 8 years. I'm in my 9th year doing this.
Okay.
And when new guys come on, I always say to them, you gotta know yourself, right? You have to know where you stand as an individual, because somebody, you know, like when in a Jamaica they say, oh, yeah, try to draw me out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In a jail, people are
Don't
gonna
try to draw you out. Oh, yes. Yeah.
right? So you have to know yourself to say what you're gonna fight with and what you're not gonna fight with. You understand?
It's a mind game.
It's a mind game. It's a mind game for everybody, right? So you have to know, I always tell people, you have to know where you stand, because people are gonna test it with the integrity, right? Because a guy might try to say to you, say, yo, give me an extra this or give me an extra that. It might not take, you know what I have to give to him, you know, but it'll create a system where I can create a dynamic between you and him, where I feel like same can take a next step for asking for something else. Understand? Right? So them have certain manipulative tactics where they can do with you, forget you, to do certain things where them want you to do, right? So you have to just you have to know your limits, right? You have to
Stay
know,
grounded.
Like, that's my cornbread.
Yeah, you have a firm.
If you want your cornbread, if I want to give this man my cornbread, no, that's your cornbread.
Yeah.
If you do it, then I'm gonna keep.
My keep take your cornbread.
Keep
Yeah.
take your cornbread.
Yeah.
And I'm moving in life, Bridget.
Moving a bad man.
Yeah, but okay.
Which,
Yeah.
because when I start me think about, I mean, when I start think about CO thing there, like, you see me? Of course, you know you have a firm in the thing.
Yeah.
Have a firm in the thing, and me feel like say yo, CO probably go through more than policeman. On a daily, cause
Yeah, living in a box with them, brother.
And also, lots of these guys now not a live for. Them already know that.
Right.
So how can I just make your life a living hell?
Yeah. Them just I come never go just antagonize. Them did it. Them just I wait for you reach to come antagonize you every day. To see if them can break you down. You see me I say? Because them I said, "Cho, me don't get 25 years in this, you know.
I'm not gonna wait tomorrow.
I'm not gonna wait for no, you know. You see
Not
me
the
I
next
say?
day.
Yeah, so everybody will come here. I eat.
Jailborn, you know. Jailborn.
Yes.
So,
what's a typical day like? Because what's a typical day like? From a, I guess from an inmate's perspective, because I guess like we don't know if we can really imagine it. Obviously, we know say you don't get time for the physical activity, you know, everything kind of structured. What's a typical day like for an inmate?
Typical day. And this is generally every part of the jail run different, right? Different rules and different rules because different level of inmates, different tier like security levels, stuff like that. But generally, on a general level, by 7:30, your door unlock. You can do what you want to do in a unit. If you're locked up in your own unit, so you have a group of guys in that unit there with you, and you know say, we know say you good. Let's say you can be a gang. It can just be just a group of guys with us in a jail. But we know say you guys good together because in our system, guys who aren't good together, we have a system on file so that we're not mixing guys who have beef, right? So anybody we're in a unit together, we know them can be in that unit together and hopefully live good. But still, that can change anytime, right? But anyway, so 7:30 them wake up. Not wake up, but 7:30 them unlocked. So them can, you want to sleep if you want to sleep. You can get up if you want to get up, watch TV if you want to watch TV. If you have a job, because some inmates have jobs, them get up, them have to clean them area, them unit, them have to sweep it, them have to mop it. We provide the cleaning products for them. So we have to, you know, in and out with them same way. feed them breakfast by 8 o'clock. Monday to Friday, yeah, and get breakfast by 8 o'clock. Lunch from 11 to 1. Different parts of the unit eat, different parts of the GL eat lunch. So you're bringing in the food to them, right? They're not going into like an area where it's like a commissary where them just sit down as a big eating hall or nothing like that.
I'm not gonna cafeteria pick up the food. I just sit on the table.
No, they pretty much eat where they live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we take out their stuff.
So when we watch TV, I'm see them go in and then pick up them food and sit on the table and then them start fight. That not really happen.
Different system.
American jails, yeah.
Oh, American system.
None of that. We have units in our system in Canada where it's like a dorm style. So you have 30 guys in a dorm. They have tables to eat and everything, but they're not eating there. So what they do is they have a cafeteria in that unit where that dorm can come out one at a time, like one dorm at a time, can come out, eat their breakfast, go back in, then get the next dorm out with 30 guys. They eat their breakfast, go back in, get the next dorm out with 30 guys, eat their breakfast, go back in.
Okay.
So that's typical day. Supper at 3 o'clock, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, and then that's it.
I have one more question because we know time ago and think. What is one of the biggest lessons you have learned that somebody come to Canada and decide them more in other field? Like, what is one lesson you have learned with that say, yo, with this information can help them to move fast track as the word we keep using today. Fast track through the systems and for keep in mind.
If you have the basic qualifications, you don't have to worry about nothing. So if you have your sixth form, your grade 12, your CXC subject, them, you're good. Forget that entry level job, right? After that, the license is huge. I know it sounds simple, but it's huge because for certain jobs like this, because in my job, we take inmates out on escorts. So they have to go get x-ray on them hand, or they have to go clinic for whatever. We have to drive them. So you need a vehicle, you need a license to drive that company vehicle, right? Yeah. So just having a license open up a lot of doors for you. Because, all right, for my job, right, you can have degree and everything, brother, but you go do the aptitude test, and you're not really good for aptitude tests, you still ain't getting the job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know guys who I work with who have master's degrees, right? Who I've heard, they've said it, that they took the test 3-4 times, right? I did 1 year at university. I'm gonna do the test one time. Yeah. I'm brighter than nobody, but as I say, everybody experience different, right? So you can have all the qualifications that you have, but then they present a simple test to you and you still fail it, and that will limit your options, right?
Okay. So people like gonna hear the man say, you see me? As simple as you hear about license. Over here in the States, I can't tell you that different still. You see me? I so move to Canada. Ella, America can't.
Canada a lot more regulated. So if you're ready for be disciplined, if you come here, so still.
Canada want people over there like, whoa.
Yeah.
See me?
Them still not even accept, them still tear down people.
Yeah. But my rap sheet clean still, so you know, no joke. And I know some everybody's podcast in the world, so you don't know the thing. Go. You see it. But yeah, man. Rico bring a whole heap of info. Rico bring a whole heap of info. I keep it, Rico. But Rico bring a whole heap of info. You know what I mean? The whole setup. You know, the information about when him first reach and him doing the research before. That's why I always tell the people them say, yo, do the research, man. Even when we say certain things where so we're not killing no. We need them to go fact check them there. Same way you can comment or whatever and make we know say, yo, you know say we know the say the way because we can come back and say, yo man, you know say, yeah, we the wrong about that and this and whatever. You see me? I don't know might teach we something. You see me? But the man bring a whole heap of information when me never dey expect. Cause I think the man that come and talk about beer, CO thing, and when me know say, yo, some of them boy in this, say me never dey all in this, so with some of them boy them and them there road, you know, say a trouble.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna bring him back because me personally know there's a lot more we can say.
Oh yeah, for
Sure,
sure.
the reach out yet.
Sure.
So
And I
bring him
only
back.
more ask because more
A lot
ask
more.
about more ask about day upon the job. You see me, I say on the first
Yeah,
day.
man.
You know what I mean? A boy punch off for you have to make him know in place. You see me? But
Yeah. Yo, just believe me, when Rico start, Rico small like me.
Yeah.
I'm not even a joke.
And him have to size up.
And you see me?
Yeah, him have to size up because
Would I look at them will say I'm a
And
joke thing.
the size up a real thing still because
Yeah,
remember
but the size up one.
when I start, I was 150 pounds.
Yeah, it's small like me.
Then I jail and I look on the inmate them around me and you have some guys,
Stays every day.
some big dudes, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I say, yo, that guy, and listen, you have to be realistic, you know, brother. You have to be realistic. I say to myself, say, yo, that man I cannot pick me up and just throw me anytime he want, you know. I say that to myself.
Yeah.
I say, yo, I have to go do something. I'm start workout and whatever. I'm a build muscle and thing, and later on that turn into fat, but
Say that quick.
but you can't just be one little tweak.
yeah.
Not because listen, me and them not fight every day, you know. Me and them not fight every day, you know. But you don't want to be in a position where a guy can just grab you and you can't do nothing.
Exactly.
That's what I say.
The appearance.
I eat your cornbread.
Appearance. But people, yeah, we are close out on our next
Yeah, man.
episode. You know what I mean? Give thanks to the man them over Canada. You see me?
Yeah, much respect.
Rico,
I'm
give
gonna bring
thanks
you
for
back.
come through. Yeah, and we definitely me love when we talk to the everybody else, and you know, we always complete and we say, yo, we need to get them on next episode and thing, which is great. That means the episode went well. You
Yeah.
see me?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah, Everett, applaud you for that one, MIG. Yeah, man.
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
them
Still always for your
say
story.
yeah,
Huh?
same thing. Them say
Yeah.
yeah, now a few quarters.
That's not a smile. That's not a smile. Especially when they know you're the full
Yeah.
skills and task.
Yes,
A
sir.
quarter of reach. We're getting there.
Yeah, all right, brother.
Yeah, but to all our listeners, them give thanks again. You know what I mean? I hope to pick up all of them gems I like Everett I say. You see me? Everett, Elder, Limelight, Rico.
Yourself.
Rico, make sure you tune in to the podcast, man. Lock in, man.
Yeah,
You see
man,
me? I say,
share
listen
it.
to the thing.
You get them, man.
Share it with all
Get them,
somebody,
man.
somebody, you know what I mean? Some of them boy they in jail when they go and listen to your thing, cause you know the thing go.
Yeah.
See me? Give thanks again, people. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Follow us on all social media platforms. You see me? I say, you know the thing go. But this podcast, you know, we not take, but no check. You hear that?